Hey, what's up, everybody? It's HTG Brian, and we're back live with the June 2024 Game Break. That's right. This is where we kind of chill, hang, talk things past, present, future HTG. Usually I got some clips and some photos and some things we talk about, which is exactly what's going to happen today. Now, I just got some actually pretty exciting news. Not really. You guys won't care much, but you may or may not remember for a while now, I have been drooling over kapow, this bad boy right here. Now, technically, this is the older version of it now. There is a newer version, and it wasn't expected to hit stateside until January. I am finding out that where I'm headed for my vacation tomorrow, they have a Volkswagen dealership there, and it's listed as a 2024, but it has the features of the 2025 listed. So I'm finding that this is kind of a new thing that's happening on AutoTrader and some other places as well. And I won't know until I get there if it's the actual new one or not. But if they got it in stock and they're willing to sell it for the price they have marked, I'm probably coming home with a new car. So we'll have to wait and see. There's a couple of things still in the works that may slow down or prevent it, but money talks, and I've got some of that. So we'll go ahead and see. This is a Golf R Volkswagen, brand new. I've never bought a new car before. My nicest car I've ever had is the car I have right now, and I'm hoping to upgrade that a wee bit. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Good to see everybody. It's been a nice couple of weeks after a pretty tough couple of weeks. Before I get into YouTube stats and before I bum everybody out too much, I just want to say it's all good. Okay. So some of you already know this, some of you have no clue, but at the beginning of the month, I lost my grandmother. Pretty tough, when I was 15 years old, I made some pretty poor choices, and as a result, I put my father in a really weird spot with his new wife, my stepmom, and basically there was a decision that had to be made by my dad. He had to either kick me out or watch his wife and their two kids, my two little brothers, move out, which is a totally messed up thing. Like, that is totally messed up. But that's a whole another story. But when I was removed from that house, I moved in with my grandparents. So, Don and Helen, my dad's parents, took me in and, had always been there. Like, I'd spent weeks every summer with them, and they paid for all my basketball camps. And I was the only grandchild for quite a while, like 7 or 8 years. So I was very involved, I was spoiled. All right. I'll say it. I was freaking spoiled. And that didn't change much when I moved in with them. I immediately was gifted a car. They took care of me. They funded everything I wanted to do. Life was amazing living with them. And I changed. I was kind of a ratty, dirty, lost young kid, and they sort of took me and shook me of all the dirt and cleaned me up and sent me in a direction which I have been in for quite a while now, and I'm grateful for it. So, we lost Grandpa a couple years back, and then, now we lost Grandma, and like I said, it's all good. Because, at 97 years old, which is where she was actually 3 days short of her 97th birthday, but she was 97. All right. We're just calling it that. And, so, it's been tough, and sadly, we still haven't even had our service yet. So, there's still that. So I haven't fully closed the door, you know what I'm saying? But, knowing where she was at 97, I went and visited her every Sunday, as you guys know. And, right after Gamebreak, we would, I'd do my hair, brush my teeth, and we'd go out the door and we'd go spend an hour or two with her every Sunday. And that was like that, way before they moved into the homes too. Like, I was taking care of Grandpa when he was falling and couldn't get up, kind of thing. And so, like I said, they're two special people to me. Like, they were my second parents, and in some ways more involved than we won't discredit my mom and my dad, but at the same time, like, my grandparents did a lot. They stepped up and they whipped me into shape, and so it's sad. Like I said, it's in a way it's bittersweet though because of the fact that she's no longer suffering. She was really having a hard time the last few weeks, last few months. So she's in a better place now, and hopefully she's looking down and being proud of all of us. We have a pretty big family. We're pretty. I'm not saying we're pretty awesome to like to brag or to flex, but I'm just saying like very supportive, very loving, very involved, very and that's not as relevant or dominant as that used to be. Like, right? I mean, some people got some great families. I think it's awesome. Our family's pretty sweet too. So, anyways, yeah. So the month itself for YouTube was actually not too shabby. As you can see here, this is actually last month's stats. Now I do this just to kind of give you a comparison and see month to month how much butt you guys kicked watching videos and spending time. So we were, about 102,000 and a half. We were just under 1,000 subs. Just under 700,000 views and just under 40K watch time. Now watch this. Ready? Kapow! Let's try that again. Kapow! There we go. So you can see we dropped a little bit in views and in watch time a wee bit. Did I do that right? I may have messed that up. I'm double checking right now, y'all. Feel like I may have made a mistake. I did. What the crap? So that's not even accurate because we're almost at 22,205 and we went up. So something went wrong here. Something went wrong. All right, let me double check something here. Where are you at? I got lots of layers. This month was crazy. Normally I put a bunch of stuff into folders too, and I did not. So new. Yeah, why is it showing? That's weird. That's weird. I went through this earlier and changed this morning. And I swear I even tested it too, but. All right, there we go. Okay. So it's a big jump, actually. We went up. I was gonna say, because there was even like a green arrow pointing up for most of the month for watch time. We were almost at 41,000, which is a big jump from last month's 36. We also had 743,000 views, which is 43,000 plus more than last month too. So definitely an improvement. And guys, thank you so much. I can't even begin to stress how awesome that is that you guys continue to watch, even if it's new stuff, if it's streams, if it's old stuff, whatever it is, we greatly appreciate it. And, ultimately, we're going to have some big changes coming to the channel. We're going to try some things out for the next couple of months. Historically, we usually wait to do our big tests until October. And it's just a stupid wordplay, like October test. I don't know why I've always chosen it. October is kind of a lower end month for revenue and views. So I try to, everyone's gearing up for Halloween and schools just getting ready or happening, depending on where you are. Like there's a bunch of stuff going on, right? So, I always try to do stuff during that time, and I'm going to start a little earlier this month. And long story short, get your popcorn and drinks, people. The algorithm has sort of been released in a way. At least there's a lot of people that think they understand it. And I'm going to try some theories and methods that apply to us, because not everything does. But I'm going to try to make sure that we get some increase. But yeah, so pretty cool. So again, thank you so much, guys, for your continued support. I mean, we're almost to 205,000. That's wild. And we jumped quite a bit. Now, it is also the summertime, so we're going to see a little bit more volume with, kids being out of school, parents helping their kids and doing things because they're watching them for the summer and whatever. So definitely that time of year where things start to increase. Now, speaking of time of year where things start to increase, we are actually getting to be into summer, and that means Volkswagen shows. As you guys know, I'm a big Volkswagen guy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my tattoo, but I am tatted up. I have another tattoo on my lower back. That'll be another day. But this tattoo was actually we were just talking about this like a couple days ago, me and one of my buddies, because years and years and years ago, when Reese was like 3 years old, they did like it must have been like the 20th anniversary video. So it must have been when he was like 1 year old, because they just had the 40th. So anyways, I'm pretty sure it was the 20th anniversary. They did a video, and I just happened to be up at a Volkswagen show. The Volkswagen Auto Group was actually there for. They had a huge booth. They were showcasing their new cars, and they were getting ready to release this new GTI. And I went through this whole line to get some swag or whatever. And at the end, I was like, "Do I get anything for having your brand on?" You know, I was like trying to be cool and show off my tattoo, basically, and hopefully gonna get some free stuff. A friend of mine had just gotten a lifetime access to a club because I think it was called the Lotus, and he got a tattoo of the Lotus, whatever the crap that is. So, anyways, I was hoping to get some, some praise, and they were like, "Hey, that's actually really cool. Come over here, will you?" And they pulled me aside and they took some video of me like pulling up my shirt and showing off my tattoo. And it went into I believe it was the 20th anniversary video for the GTI. Part of their marketing or whatever on the side, their social media stuff. So not huge, not like on commercials or anything, but pretty cool stuff. So anyways, we went to the Volkswagen Bug Run this year, which is like the 39th or 42nd year or something like that. And I'm sad to say that it friggin' rained. So we were like kind of hot tailing it through the show. The cars we got there fairly early because I was potentially going to race. My friend was potentially going to race, but he didn't show. And so anyways, we kind of hot footed it around, got our merch because every year they have t-shirts and stuff. And then I was like, let's go check out the races. And then I was like, we'll go back once the cars are all dialed in, because everyone was still like washing down and prepping and getting everything ready, right? I was like, we'll come back later. Well, after going through that loop, checking out the swap meet, and then going to sit and watch like a couple of races, I think we only got to see like 6 or 7 cars go by, or 6 or 7 passes. And it started pouring. And we'd already seen pretty much the whole show, other than the show cars being showed. And so my friend that showed up and met us there, him and his wife, they had some obligation that they had to bail for. And they're like, this works out perfect because I don't feel like I'm missing anything and we're out of here. And I looked at Jillian and I was like, what do you think? We've seen everything. No, like Drex was home alone. So like we were like worried about leaving him alone. We try not to leave him alone for more than 3 or 4 hours, 5 at the most, but it had been like 2.5, 3 hours. So we were like kind of talking ourselves into it. And I was like, all right, let's leave. So we left and we didn't get to see like the motor blow. They have a motor blow contest every year where they like take the oil out of an old bug engine and let it run. And you put, they have bets you can place to see or, whatever. And a whole bunch of stuff like that, just fun stuff and special races. And there's a guy that I know that I've been, sort of racing, not with, but alongside of for years and years and years. And he's a legend at the track. In fact, he drives a car that got built like 12, 15, 20 years ago. And he still drives it. He hasn't changed anything. It's just like dialed in and ready to go. And this dude wins almost every bug run event. He'll probably win Pacific Waterlands event later, which is another big Volkswagen show. And Bernd is his name. And he's German. And he's the nicest guy. He's a huge, big guy. And he drives this little Corrado. It's hilarious. I'm sure he'd be like, if somebody's smaller, like even my size, I'm way smaller than this dude. Like even my size would be shedding a bunch of pounds and it'd probably get a quicker time. But amazing car, amazing person. And I missed watching. And so I don't know if he won or not. I need to go check that out. But ultimately, I got a couple of drag runs. I figured I'd share them with you. I'm hoping the audio's not too loud. Just a couple of classic bugs here, getting ready to race. Pretty fast, not super fast. Like in the past, we've seen them do wheelies. You can see though, look at the crowd. There's hardly anybody there because it was majorly, overcast, and it hadn't started raining just yet, but it does here at towards the end clip here. So I think I zoom in and we get to see the times a little bit on this one. Oh, it's too small for my little eyes. Here's another one. This was, it's an Audi that has obviously a bunch of parts missing off of the hood and stuff. And something went wrong on this run. He didn't go full throttle for some reason. We don't know if something went wrong with something or not, but he didn't go. And he was still a 10-second car. And obviously at the end too, I don't know if you saw that big cloud of smoke came out. So I feel like something wasn't accurate or hooked up in the proper way. So hopefully that car is okay. That's another car I've seen a lot at those events. I don't know that person, but there's a couple of dudes. There's Don that drives a Corrado, and then Bernd drives a Corrado, and there's Joey who drives a GTI, and there's a father-son. I can't remember his name. There's also Alex that has another GTI. Like, there's dudes that have been going to the track for years. You know, it's kind of like my second family. Some of them I haven't seen in a long time, and I actually miss. So there's a couple dudes that sort of fell off the planet that I'd love to see again. Last but not least, we got old versus new, and you know, at this point right now, and I think I might even say it at the end of the video, and I don't know how well you can hear me over the racing or vice versa, but this car looks like it's kicking the crap out of that bug, and it is. And it looks like it's fast, right? My car is slower than I had ever imagined it being, and it runs a 13.5-second quarter mile. So I was like two and a half seconds faster than that GTI. At that point, I was like, man, I mean, maybe I should go race, because like I definitely felt like I could have, you know, been one of the faster, newer cars out there, because most of them were bugs. It's the bug run, and that's what it focuses on. A lot of air-cooled Volkswagen. There's a Gia that was racing. In the past, we've had a couple of things that even race, which is pretty cool. So, you make mistakes? No way. Hey, it's been a while. I mean, think about it. There was a lot when I had that old computer. Before I switched to this new computer, there were things that on a couple occasions I messed up, but there were things that I would set up. I mean, I did that today. I also had an issue with my camera where, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not happening now, but like I had like this weird aura around me. Like I was kind of blurry. And I mean, I know I've got a face for radio, but it's not that bad. And so anyways, I actually restarted and did some things, and somehow it's like it didn't save, because everything else is good. Well, I shouldn't say that yet. Maybe none of this stuff is going to work. I've got lots of photos to share. So next up, I did want to give a quick update. Life with a Tesla. You know, as somebody who has never had an electric vehicle before, when we took the plunge just over a month ago, I wasn't sure. It's actually been just about a month. Well, no, I guess it's been just over a month, because we had pictures and stuff from the last Gamebreak. So it's literally been just over a month that we've had the Tesla, and it's been phenomenal. It's been absolutely phenomenal. The car has performed awesomely, has not let us down. It's pretty cool that, like, when my wife's at work or when we're eating or grocery shopping and it's like, you know, 90 plus degrees outside, we can click a couple buttons on the app and it'll start cooling the car. So when we get to the car, it's cool. Or for example, we went to a grocery store and got a bunch of stuff and got some ice cream, and it was like 87, 88 degrees, which, as you know, it gets way hotter in cars sitting in the sun. So, you know, it was at least 90 degrees in the car, and we turned the AC on and left it on, and we just went in. Right? And went into Costco, did our Costco shopping, came out, ice cream was still frozen. Like, I mean, obviously it wasn't like freezers, you know, in the car, but it was not melted. It had not gotten hot. And it was like probably 68 or 71 degrees, something like that, whatever she had it set for. So anyways, it's been great. Now, we did make a small upgrade, and this is just cosmetic stuff here. We got the black badges. So we went from having, you know, the silvery chrome badges to the black matte badges. And it really changes the look of the car, especially on the back, which we very much enjoy. And, you know, my GTI is red. Well, it's got some red accents because of the GTI, the red taillights and such too. And then it's white and black. I got all black emblems on my car, so wife wanted to match. So thought that was pretty cool. As you can see there, they're pretty close spectrum there. And as it sits right now, we are, you know, going to be selling my GTI to Reese. Reese is going to buy the GTI for me. That's the plan. You know, he's still got to save money. He's trying to do too much, and he's not necessarily working enough. He actually has two jobs. In all fairness, he literally has two jobs. He's working at a golf course on the weekends. In fact, he's probably getting up right now to go because he works and closes tonight. So he'll be working until like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. And normally he stays with my dad on Saturday nights, who lives up there by the golf course. And then he'll work Sunday morning. He does what they call the clopen. They close Saturday night and open Sunday morning, so he's clopening. But because we're leaving tomorrow, he is going to just come home tonight. So, but he works at Baskin Robbins as well, scooping ice cream. So, he's, working 2 to 4 days a week at Baskin and 2 days a week at the golf course. His Baskin shifts are much shorter. They're, 3 to 5 hours, depending on various factors. But Baskin, he gets tips where the golf course he doesn't. So it's funny because like his checks are almost similar, the same. They're almost comparable because he works less hours, but he gets tips, so it boosts up the pay. And then over here, he's working more hours technically. I don't know. So it's kind of fun. And I see Bobby's out there. What up, Bobby? You're just jealous because you can't afford one. You went to Amsterdam and spent all your monies. We already know. We already know. One of the funnest features, some of you on the Discord have already seen this, so I apologize for dragging you through the mud again, but one of the funnest features of the Tesla is you can actually change the horn to make different sounds. There's all sorts. There's a like the old horns. There's there's a whole bunch of things you can change to. But the one that we have not been able to take off is this one. And I'll play it twice for you. So, ready? Here we go.
It's so loud up front. Do it again. So loud.
Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that? And I don't know why. Did you guys notice too when I hit the button, it like showed you and then came back to me and then went to the clip? I don't know what's going on with my computer today. Here we go again though. One more time. Tesla fart. Same video. Second time. Second verse. Same as the first.
It's so loud up front. Do it again. So loud.
So what's funny about that is, I mean, that's funny on its own. But what's really funny about that is that we have what's called Sentry mode on the phone. And, Sentry is like, a guard of a sentry. They're on patrol, right? It's an ability to view while not in the car, in this case. And so what we can do is we can look at front cameras, side cameras. We can look at like a mix bag, almost like a security room kind of a thing. And we can actually press a button and talk, and it will talk out the speaker. But we can also fart on demand too with that. And I know I've shared this with you guys a bunch that we've been using. It's like when we hear a car pull in the driveway, we'll go into Sentry mode and we'll wait till they get right by the car. There's one that actually whistles too. We've been doing that so much. It's absolutely ridiculous and childish, but we have enjoyed it. And I'd like to say that it was mostly me that's been doing it. I mean, I've been doing it, but my wife is just like crazy farting on everybody, which is hilarious if you ask me. So, yeah. So, and I don't know if you noticed too, not to get the fart sound again, but if you look at the front of the car, you can see that there's still the chrome badge in this one. But
so
with all the black accents, the black wheels, the black it just made sense to get that kit. So we did and took a leap and put it on. And some of it was real easy, and some of it was not so much. Like you had to get dental floss and get like the old emblems off, and then work all the stick them from the 3M tape off if it didn't pull off with the pieces. And the dual motor was the hardest part. The dual motor was a pain in the arse. And, it looks like the O's are a little high to me, but from what I've seen, that's how they come. It comes all stacked up. Like we didn't put each letter on individually. It comes like all fixed with like this little kit to get it straight. And I don't know. It looks a little off to me, but other than that, I mean, if you're more than a couple feet away, you don't notice that at all. And I don't think most people will notice either. So, but it was good. It was a nice little kit. And, I'm curious to see what's going to happen if I do end up getting my car, because I will want to have black badges on mine, and I just like the look. And right now, they don't seem to come that way. So I'm going to go, like I said, one of the big tasks that I'm doing when I go on vacation is I'm going to go to that dealership and I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. And I'm hoping that they have the new version in stock so I can sit in it and see. The screen went from like 7 inches to like 10 inches. It's huge. Like, it might almost be too big. Like I almost have to like sit up to see over it, and that's stupid. So we'll see. I see some people sliding in. What up there? Is it Ipashi? What's up? Good to see you. Welcome. One of the things I did do was one of the first weeks we had the Tesla. We actually took the Tesla on a road trip up to Portland, and we were doing a whole bunch of errands all over town. And we went and got some food, and then while we were eating our food after our errands, I was on Facebook waiting for our food to get delivered, and I found some wheels. And I know I've already sort of shared this with you guys, but some of you haven't seen it. But I picked up some Golf R wheels, the ones that I actually want. And you can see here, they got the R brand badge on them. It's not the greatest photo right there. I sort of zoomed in on it too, so I could kind of capture it with me on screen and talking about it. But I also got a wider angle here, and I got the special R dynamic hubcaps that rotate. So in theory, the car, no matter where the wheel position is, that R will always be upright. So it's got like basically like a weight in it so that it spins with the wheel, but the weight keeps it on the downside, gravity, right? So it always keeps the R upright. I showed this to my friend Greg, who is building that R32. I know I talked about that last month, that my friend, his car, it was discovered that it was just rusted out beyond belief, and it was going to cost like $30,000 to fix it. Well, he found a solution that does not cost that, and he's going to be building it back, and it's not supposed to be ready till like August, but it's already way ahead of schedule right now. And like when we went out to lunch last Saturday, he was telling me all about, like they're not even supposed to have anything stripped down or put together yet, and they've already got all of the welding and stuff that they needed done, and it's actually going in for paint probably this weekend if it hasn't already been painted. So that's huge, because once that part of it's done, then the car just needs to be brought back down to the shop here in Canby, Oregon, which is about 30 minutes from here. And once it's in the shop in Canby, then they'll start putting all the stuff back in it, because right now it's just literally like a chassis. And so they'll have to put all the axles, all the electrical, the motor, the transmission, all the seats, the headliner, all of it, because it's literally stripped down to like just the shell. And they had to put two shells together in order for this to happen. So this car is going to be a one of one. It's a R32 based on the build and how it will look, but it's got the internal body of a 20th anniversary GTI, which is really ironic because we were just talking about, which is why we were talking about the 20th anniversary video too. I was like, wait, my tattoos in that. I'm going to find that so I can show you guys. But anyways, pretty stoked for that. But let's see here. What's the car, by the way? Just joined the stream. The car I am buying, or supposedly going to buy, is a brand new 2024 Golf R, Volkswagen Golf R. And so upgrading from my GTI. What do we got here? So it's that time of year again, too. Not only do we go to races and do things like that, but we have big projects around the house. When the sun's out, usually means we're putting flowers out. Or more specifically, sunflowers. The wall of flowers is in motion. So there's a couple that are taller than others. There's definitely different types scattered throughout here. My wife did a very good job of cramming them all in there, first off, but also spreading them out. So this year, instead of being like yellow, 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 brown, yellow, 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 red, yellow, 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 it's going to be like yellow, red, brown, yellow, red, brown, green, blah, blah, because there's all these different ones. There's the teddy bear ones that are shorter and fuzzy, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. But there you can see sort of the other angle, how far it is down. It's quite a wall. I mean, I haven't measured it, but I would say it's, I mean, I don't know. It's got to be probably 30 to 40 yards long. And there's two different sections of it, too. We got a couple of bloomers already, too. Look at this. So as I mentioned, we got different variations. There's some of the smaller teddy bear ones planted on the side of our house too. Wait a minute, where's There should have been another. Where's the other? Oh, that's crap. It did the same one twice. So 2 different buttons and they're both doing the same thing. I have a red one in there too. I've got red on it. Let's see if I can, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Right here? No, 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 right here. No, right here. No, right here. There we go. Nailed it. First try. Yeah, I don't know why my buttons, my Stream Deck is not marked up properly for some reason. That's I'm sure it's a me thing. So these are the side of the house. This is in between my house and my neighbor Paul's house, or that's actually Tight Pants Joey's house too, if you go way back. Hey, Michael's out there. What up, dude? And so some of those are starting to come in. And there's a couple of tall ones in there, but this is a different angle. Notice anything there? Anybody notice anything in that particular video? It's Drex's window. So when I tell you that he's going hard and barking at somebody or whatever out the window, that's his spot. He was not very comfortable with me being right out there, but you can see he had he is on sentry mode. So that's sentry mode. So pretty cool stuff coming right along. Now, on a side note, I know that I mentioned a couple weeks ago we went up to Portland. And it was actually the day we were running all those errands that we got the wheels. It was earlier, the same day as I got the wheels. We were on our way to get lunch, and we were kind of following the same route we often go. And there's a plant shop that my wife always wants to go to. But the problem is that there's a light right at this intersection, and the plant shop is right there. And like when we pull up to that light, I swear we always get stopped at that light. And we're always like first or second. And the driveway's like third or fourth. Like you have to be third or fourth car in the light to turn into the driveway to get there. And so like how many times we pulled up to the light and I'm like, oh, there's that plant shop. And she's like, yeah, we should go. And I'm like, light's green. And I take I go. But we pulled up and we were in the Tesla. And the light was red, and we were in the far right lane. And like I said, there's a 4-way intersection there. So I was like, you're driving. There's no way for me to stop you if you wanted to go in there. And that was my creative way of saying, like, if you want to go, let's go. And so she turned and parked, and we got in there, and we got out, and we found lots of stuff. It was a really cool place. They had some really taller than me cacti. And they were, some of them were like $400, $500, $600. I was like, nope, not that one. I like that one, but you're not getting that one. Like, that's way too much. Little did I know I was going to spend a bunch of money on wheels later. But anyways, we found this one. It was like a easel almost, like a painting. And it had like a bunch of shelves on it. And it was just a weird, awkward way to hang things. Almost like a sandwich board, but like it was pretty big. And there was these like ferns. They were like these little balls. And they were brown and gross and dead, right? And I was like, what the crap is this? And I start reading this little card attached to it, and it's called a resurrection fern. I'm like, what? I was like, babe, come check this out. And so she came over and checked it out. And we start reading. And so we start talking to the lady that works there. And she's like, yeah, that's a special kind of fern. I don't remember where they were, local to, but not Oregon, I don't think. I feel like it was somewhere far away. But anyways, she tells us that these things can last for 7 years without water. Oh, snap! It's a 5-piece! We got Peyton! We got Crowbar! We got Sean Phipps! We got MJ Bailey. What's up, MJ? We got Darkstar. Woo to the hoo-hoo. Really, I just wanted to make sure that Teflon wasn't on the list at all. I don't know if he was anyways. But anyways, I was overdue with that. But so check this out. Look at this thing. It's like, you can see it's kind of got some green in there, but it's dead, right? You put it in like a dish and give it water. Ta-da! What in the actual crap? It's called a resurrection fern. And that's really, really cool. So like, no water, water. No water, water. You guys ever seen or heard of anything like that before? I hadn't. That's for sure. Definitely worth looking into. It was only like $4 or something. You got this perfect little gold dish, as you saw. Very cool. So I was telling her, so like, wait, we can give it a little drink, and then it can last another 6 or 7 years without giving it any more water, and then we can give it water. I mean, that thing could potentially live forever with a couple drops of water here and there. Maybe. I don't know. Gosh, all my buttons are gone. This is so weird. I have not had this happen in a long time. And I know for a fact, like I've got folders set up, and I tested all of this the other night. Something happened to my computer today. That's so weird. I've got all the files loaded up here too. They're all here. But I'll just use the manual ways for now. We got kayaking in on Thursday last week. This is actually at the Silverton Reservoir. We're all the way at the very top, back, end, however you want to look at it. There's kind of like a spring that pukes out water at the base of some like, I don't know, I wouldn't call them mountains, but they're definitely hills. And so water runs down the hills and fills the, spring area, and the spring is also springing. So there's lots of water that comes from there, and that water then runs through, and it actually comes from basically where the camera is, and then runs all the way out to where it's aimed. So we're at the very end. It's roughly, I believe it's 1.2 miles, I think. I wish the wife was here because she could tell me. It's like either 2.1 or 1.2 miles from the dock to this spot. And we like to go here. We often eat lunch at this spot. It's cool. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like Disneyland and done like the Jungle Cruise, but like this whole little stretch to get back here, there's like this little arm that comes off the main lake or reservoir, and it runs back here, and it's really cool. We've seen like all sorts of different type of like nutria. We see frogs, we see ducks, we see salamanders, we see fish, we see all sorts of stuff. Hey, MJ's out there. Congrats on your 1-month membership. Definitely awesome stuff, though. We very much love this little run, and of course, we took a selfie here, too. So this is right behind so this is the other side. So right here is looking towards where we came from, and this is towards the spring up a little bit further. And absolute blast. There was, like, I think we saw one couple and one woman when we went. So like the couple was just popping out when we hit the leg or the arm, whatever you want to call it. And then once we got all the way back there, no one was there. We hung out, we had our snack and chilled for a little bit. And then we usually trudge around and try to go up further. Like every time we're like, hey, we should try to go up to like the spring and walk further. We have no idea if it's like 100 yards or 1,000 yards, or we just know it's right there. And like, even on Google Maps, if you look at Google Maps, or, we have the Life 360 that we have too, that we track, and stalker app, as I call it. You can see where we are, and you can see like the water, the body of water that's represented on the map. And we're like literally at the tip of the finger, because it's kind of like this. It's kind of got like a giant body of water, right? And then it's got this long little arm that goes up like this, or finger. And we're like here looking at it. And so you come all the way down here, and then all the way, and then the dock's like way over here. And then there's a dam right there too that lets out a bunch of water as well, which is always a little scary when you get close to it. But all in all, it was a great day to go kayaking, and we might actually bust them out today. Our plan is to take them with us, but we got to figure out what's going on. So today, Reese will get his schedule for next week. He requested time off. We know for a fact that he's got golf course time off, but we don't know for a fact that he has his basking time off. So we're hoping that that's good. Now, Roderick, who lives with us, also is going with us, and he requested time off, but after digging around a little bit, he kind of only asked until like the 4th off, and so we're not sure how long. And then he was like, oh, I want the 5th, and then he found out we're staying until the 6th, and so he was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay the whole time and whatever. And also, my mother-in-law had been visiting family in New York for the last 2 months, basically, and wasn't expected to be home while we were gone. And so I think someone may have been planning a little party for 4th of July at our place. And he says, no, no, no. But then I called Roderick on it, and he kind of folded and was like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh, Reese is so busted. No, I'm just kidding. No, nothing happened. We're all good. So ultimately, definitely going to be interesting. So let's see here. Fender, what's up, man? I was going to say, I thought I saw a new name pop in. What's good? All right, let's talk schedule. Okay, so I mentioned this at the beginning. Some of you were here, some of you weren't. The algorithm for YouTube is believed to be out there, and there's a lot of tips and tricks that people are using to help their channels. Right now, based on what I know, I am hurting myself pretty bad by streaming every day. So we have another channel, HTG TV, which is where we did a lot of our mature game streaming, and we had big plans for it, and a lot of stuff changed. Real life kicked in for our team at the time, and it just didn't happen like we wanted it to. I'm getting a lot of buffering on my end for some reason. Anybody else getting buffering? I'm getting great kilobytes out. I'm getting 60 frames a second. I'm getting 0 frames lost from Streamlabs on my computer. But YouTube seems to really be struggling with my connection for whatever reason. Hopefully it's just me. But ultimately, here's the plan. Because it's summer, because my wife and son are off, I'm going to take the majority of July off. I will be streaming Lego Sundays, but that is it. But I will also be missing a Sunday. So I will be streaming tomorrow, and I will not, if things go as planned and there's no emergencies or anything, I will not be back in time to stream on Sunday. It's possible I could be later in the day, like we might get home. We have to check out by like noon, I think. And it's a 2.5 to 3 hour drive. Depends on if we've got a full charge or not, too. We might have to go supercharge, which could take 20, 30 minutes as well. So, I mean, it could be 3 o'clock when I get home. Could be 4 o'clock. Could be 5 o'clock. Could be 6 o'clock. We don't know. But so I'm just kind of ruling out next weekend. So tomorrow will be the 1st, and I will stream then. And I will, what the crap. So July, Saturday, wait, that's June. There we go. Why is July? Okay, tomorrow's only the 30th. That's right. Tomorrow's only the 30th. That's why I was all messed up with my days. Okay. So I will be missing the 7th. I will post to, what's up, Carmela? I will be posting to remind you guys that there won't be one. But beyond that, I will be streaming Lego on Sundays on the main channel. And then come August, I do plan on returning to a stream schedule. It'll likely be similar to how we have it now, where I play certain games on certain days. Versus like playing one game on every day for like a week. I do have plans to do that at some point too with Lego Dimensions. But I've kind of I've been holding out, trying to wait to that 10-year anniversary, which we're only like 15 months out from. So I don't know if I'll make it there or not. But just as a visual, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, and I'll post this up on our community page as well. But for right now, this is, we got a lot of dark days ahead of us. No, I'm just kidding. We got a lot of no streams ahead of us, and we'll definitely be returning sooner than later, but it'll be on HTG TV. And I will, of course, make sure that we've got links and reminders to the other channel and all of that as we get closer to it. Right now, there's already a couple, I think we got like almost 2,000 subs over there on the other channel. And we've got quite a few videos as well, a couple hundred videos. And yeah, we'll hopefully continue to build content over there. Like I said, a lot of it was our mature content. So I've got like games that you would probably never expect to see here, like Devour and Resident Evil, The Village, and Locker Hiding Simulator, aka Alien Isolation. Boy, Drex is going to town on somebody walking by right now. I don't think you guys can hear, but so I got some changes to make over there and some scheduling to figure out what games to play and things like that will also need to be sorted too. But let's see here. Carmela asked, did I play Lego The Hobbit? Yes, we did. If you guys are interested at all in what games we have or haven't covered, it's pretty simple to remember. Right now, the only Lego game we haven't covered in full is Lego Indy 2. And we'll likely get to that at some point. But I did post a cheat sheet down below, Carmela, to our Lego YouTube playlist cheat sheet. That's basically all of our Lego playlists from YouTube in one place on our main website. Highly recommend you bookmark it because it's got everything. You want Lego Hobbit? Boom, we got it. You want Lego Incredibles? Boom, we got it. Marvel Super? Boom. Boom, boom, boom. We got them all. They're all there. It's easy to get to. It saves you the searching process. And, yeah. So, I don't know if I told you guys, but I introduced myself to the lead community manager for 1010 Games, or 1010 Studios. And, is it games or studios? It is 1010 Games. And, very, very, very nice person. Can't say much more than that right now, but very, very, very nice. And there was a very positive interaction that was had. So what that'll lead to, what that'll look like, hard to say. But, you know, I was kind of worried that I was maybe going to get left out of this new awesomeness. And so you're saying there's a chance. So I'm basically hopeful that I'll get the ability to get early access. But really, sponsorship alone would be pretty cool. I'd love to have some swag or something to show off to you guys, or maybe even some copies to give out to you guys. I don't know what their plans are going to look like or what it'll end up landing, you know, in our favor for, but we'll see. We'll see. As far as, you know, stuff I had on the list, let me check my list again. Bug Run, yeah. Talked about Grandma, talked about Tesla, talked about the Golf R wheels and the Golf R. Resurrection Fern, check. Kayaks got wet, check. Sunflowers are growing, check. That just leaves Patreon, which most of you know, patreon.com/HappyThumbsGaming is a place you guys can go to support us. And these are the $5 and up supporters. List is not growing like it once was, and that's okay. I definitely don't advertise or push this a whole lot, but I'm grateful for those who do support it because it does help out a lot. Like, it's one of those little extra things at the end of the month that, you know, when I need to look at a new piece of equipment, or like right now, my computer, we were talking about this the other day. My computer is likely on its last leg. I bought the G5. Oof. I bought the G5 probably 3 years ago now. Oh, whoops, I forgot to put the Twitter out. Twitter! Maybe that's why we're a little lonely in here. Maybe not, though. Let's see here. I'm curious to see when I bought this G5. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've had... Whoa, that's bright. Let's see here. Let's go purchased. Purchases. Signing in. G5. Let's see if I can pull that up. Yep. So it hasn't been that long. We're coming up on what would be 4 years. It's been three and a half years. So you know, and it's a 10th generation i7 with it's got a 1660 Ti in it. It's got a Ti. It's not even RTX. It's GTX. And it's just struggled its whole life trying to like nobody in the computer world has ever heard of USB root hubs not having enough data pathways. And basically, just like all cabling, only so much data can travel through a certain size cable or a certain type of cable. And this computer has very minimal spec stuff. and I can run one powerful USB device at a time. So my camera that I'm using right now is like a mid-range to low-end camera, and I'm able to use that and a capture device at the same time. But if you remember, I bought the nice Elgato webcam, the new one, couldn't run them at the same time. I bought the Cam Link, which is also USB driven. Elgato Cam Link allows me to use my really nice $700 Sony camera as my webcam. Couldn't use that. Some of you remember it was putting out like all sorts of crazy sounds and like blurbing the audio, and like as soon as I unplugged it, it would go away, plug it in, it would come back. Had something to do with like interference or not enough shielding, or I don't really know. But when I went and got Elgato to help me, we spent weeks doing data logs and all sorts of special tests. They were giving me pieces of software to run, and that they were getting data off my computer and sending it back to them. And in the end, they basically told me that I just don't have a strong enough USB root hub, which nobody, like, that's not something you look for when you buy a computer. Like, you look at RAM, you should not have to worry about slow USB speeds. Even though it's 3.0, it's running like 1.6 or something. I don't know. Anyways. Hey, we got some shout outs for Patreon too before I get too distracted. We got the $5 and up that you saw come in there with the Thumbie. And $5 and up, or sorry, $10 and up shout outs. We got Dougie Fresh 613. Dougie has been a part of the team and a supporter of HTG for a long time. He is currently in the background working on some stuff for me, and also about ready to go on vacation. He goes on vacation on the 11th, I think it is. So happy vacationing. I will be just getting back from mine. Well, he's basically taking off for his a couple days later, and appreciate your support. Much love, Doug. Hope all is well. Next up on the list, we got John Bondi. John has been a fierce donator the last couple of months and great supporter for many years. Appreciate the support, John. I'm surprised we didn't see it today. Next up, we got Michael Karsberg, who is officially in the chat. He has not been here live for a couple of months, so it's kind of a, an extra awesome piece of awesome today that he's able to join us. Because I know it's super late. What time is it for you right now? It's like super late, right? Like super late? Anyways, appreciate the support, Michael. And last but not least, at the $10 and up, we got Bonnie Miller. Appreciate your support, Bonnie. Hope all is well. Would love to hear from you. 7 p.m.? That's not even that late. I guess it's still pretty early. Normally, we do them at 5 p.m., which makes it way late, right? So I guess that's more of what I was thinking. 7:50 in Denmark. All right. So yes, if you so desire to support us on Patreon, you're welcome to it. Patreon.com/HappyThumbsGaming. Otherwise, YouTube watching, viewing, hanging, talking, commenting, liking, those are all ways you can support as well. So much love. Guys, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, I'm here. I definitely, I can talk with the best of them. Looking to see if my wife has made it back yet. She's not back yet. Dude was trying to get me to play Apex Duos. It's like, bro, where you been? They don't even have duos anymore. You just played it yesterday. He was like, what? Really? Then he's like, Fortnite it is. I was like, bro, it's filled with tank cars and like all sorts of weird stuff. I don't want to get ran over by a tank car. And he was like, yeah, that's true. So I don't know what we're going to play, if we're going to play anything. Swiss. That was a good joke, bro. I don't know if you're like crediting me right now by bringing that up again, or if you're just you're hopeful for your team. Nam had the Swiss flag up, which looks sort of like a red cross, like a medical, like a hospital type of symbol. He posted it up and I was like, oh, they just won, huh? Okay. I said, oh, are you in need of medical attention or something? He was like, what? So I took a picture and I said, I knew it was the Swiss flag, but I was just trying to play around. At first I didn't. I have to be honest. I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh, yeah. Anybody got any big plans this weekend? We got the Bite, I think it's what it's called, the cultural festival that happens in Salem that's going on. Maybe where my wife's at right now. They were going to go to Saturday Market and then potentially Head over here. Oh, nope, never mind. She just got home. The app just notified me, so she's rolling in. I actually am in need of some food. I went to go make my toast, and I forgot that yesterday I used the last of the bread. Now, we're leaving tomorrow, so it makes no sense to buy a whole loaf of bread for one day, so I just went without breakfast. So I'll have to go to, like, the pancake house or something, get me some food. I was hungry. Question American educational system. So, yeah. I mean, valid point. From what I hear too, there's there's funding being maybe expected to be pulled from that too, which is crazy. Like I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. I hope that mainly because my wife's a teacher. I hope that they get the support and the funding that they need. Like right now, there was in the district she works in, there's like I think there's 500-ish employees, and like 40 of them got laid off like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Like there's just not enough money to keep those positions, and a lot of people got shuffled around that were like, to fill those 40 spots. Like they moved people from the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school. And there's just not enough money, and like she won't even let me drive into the city area of the town because even the city is just lacking fun. Like the roads are busted up. Like there's a lot of trucks that traffic that area, and we had that ice storm a couple years back, and the trucks coming through with big chains and all that weight really destroyed the roads, and they really haven't done anything to fix it since then. And so it's bad. Like it's bad. Like I was like, what are you talking about? It's no big deal. And I had to go drop something off to her one day, and I was like, oh my God. Like it was so bad. It's like, nope, I'm never coming here again. So I don't drive through there in my car. But let's see here. Anyone need a Hyper 8 roll free to get been there, done that, Tamara. Been there, done that. Plus, I still have to deal with a Hyper 40-something-year-old nom. So he'll tell you he's calm and collected, but he is a hypo for show. I see Kamala too says, can you play the Pirates of the Caribbean? Chacho did respond to that, but I just want to reach out and say too, yeah, we actually just got done replaying that one after about an 11-year hiatus from doing the guide. So we have played a live stream version of it and have covered it in guide form. So best of both worlds, I guess. If you want to see me sort of struggle and laugh at me as I play through it again after 11 years of not playing it, that's a fun way to do it, the stream. And then if you're looking for specific information, you want to know where mini kits are or how to get some of the red hats or something, the guide videos and a written guide over at htg.com or happythumbsgaming.com would definitely be the way to do that. Denise, yes, I've been there, done that. Yep. Got the t-shirt and all. Speaking of t-shirt, I do have my Crater Lake on. I wasn't sure if we were going to see Adam D today or not. I guess it must have been like six Eagle Crests ago, 7 Eagle Crests ago. We went to Crater Lake. Because where we're going is about, I don't know if it's the halfway point, but it's pretty close to the halfway point to Crater Lake. This is a long journey over there. And there might be a more efficient route from Salem directly to there. But anyways, we went there a couple of years. So just, getting ready to go to that side of the state. And I don't think we'll make it over there. I am going to bring the drone, but I don't think I'll be flying it much, especially at like Crater Lake, because it's a state park and it's not really legal without a permit. And they don't really permit those unless it's for like documentaries or something. And I'm certainly not making a documentary. But let's see here. All right. Well, any last questions or any last thoughts before we go? We're about almost going to hit that 1 hour mark on the Dizzy. I know that we got, I might be going to Summer League too. That's another thing. Wife and I have been talking about maybe going to Vegas for a day or two, but we're having to figure things out because we've got beach plans. We've also got grandma's service in that same stretch. So I don't know if it's going to be, if we might be able to, they're flying out of Salem now to Vegas, which has not been a thing forever. We have an airport, but it's like FedEx and UPS and USPS, like and like private people, like it's not, commercial one. So who knows? And what we'll do today, who knows? I might go to the cultural fair. I might go kayaking. We might just pack and get ready for tomorrow. Either way, it's good stuff. But hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. We're going to cut it right at 1 hour on the dot. You guys have been great. Appreciate you more than you know. Don't forget to click that like button. Some of you newbies, hit that sub button too. But head on over to any of our social medias. If you have not already, please check out happythumbsgaming.com. We got all sorts of trophy achievement guides. We got product reviews from like 10 years ago and more. Check it out. As for me though, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it. As always, until tomorrow, next time, see ya.